Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is an experiment. One that I am sort of having not the best feeling about. This experiment will involve brushing one's teeth with tobacco. You heard that right. For this experiment, I will be using a number of things that you cannot see at the moment, but they are all out in front of me. But before I get to them, just in case I can't do this at the end, I'd like to say hello and thank you to a few people that have subscribed. So, Travis Wilson, hello, thank you. Cope Dipper, JT Allen, Super 6.0, and Deer and Dogs. Guys, I do thank you for your subscriptions and your comments. Any further input is always welcomed greatly. And if you know anybody, if you could put my name out there, I'm not big on self-promotion. So, what I have here is, because a mud jug is not going to be enough, I have a pasta pot with about 1.5 to 2 inches of tap water in it. I also have a large glass of spring water and an electric toothbrush, one of the spin brushes from Arm & Hammer. And then, which you have seen before, and I will put a link to the review in the description, creamy snuff from India. So the catchword here is dentifrice. There are many types of dentifrice. The most popular and widespread one for us here in the West is toothpaste. At other times in the history of the West, and also presently in other parts of the world, there are other types though besides toothpaste. There is tooth powder. Hasn't been a thing in Western countries probably for at least 100 years. But in foreign climes such as Southeast and South Asia, it is still used quite extensively in India, evidently. The upside of tooth powder is that you do not need a brush to apply it. So if you are in some jungle state, in your hut in India, and you don't have money for a toothbrush, which is very well possible, you can apply tooth powder with your finger. Tooth powder was first used, or the first reference to it was by the Romans. I'm not exactly sure, but it was picked up, I believe, during the Empire period, in a letter that was sent back to Rome from someone of importance that was in Spain at the time. Another dentifrice is tooth soap, which comes in a number of different forms. I believe it also comes powdered. I believe there is a gel variant that's sort of close to toothpaste, and it may come in like a bar type deal, like a hard, but I don't know too much about tooth soap. It basically can be sold as toothpaste, but the chemical makeup of it and how it works in the mouth is different. Then you have things like creamy snuff. In Bangladesh, parts of Pakistan, and India, usually Indian women, but sometimes Indian men, use creamy snuff to brush their teeth, which may answer as to why it's in a toothpaste tube. Whether it actually has any benefit of cleaning the teeth, I do not know. I have not done a practice run of this. I really just prepared all this in front of me right before the video. I was going to get it all together earlier today, and then I thought, you know what? I really don't want to think about this too much beforehand. So, what I'm going to do here is basically brush my teeth with tobacco paste. Now, why you do this? I mean, why? I don't know, maybe it's an economic thing in India. I don't know why you would, if you needed a nicotine fix, brush your teeth instead of smoking. But evidently they do. Now, what I did not mention, and what is really giving me pause about this, is the aftertaste of this. This is very strong. It is saffron and clove flavored. But what was not covered in the video that I did on this, that I found out later on, was that it is near impossible to rid yourself of the flavor after you're done using this. So it is also really, it's pretty strong nicotine-wise. Now, since I'll be rinsing and spitting, which is what this big pot is for, I'm hoping that I'm able to evac it out of my mouth before I really start buzzing hard. But on the other hand, I am a little worried because unlike before where I took a dab and put it in my lower lip, this time I am actually going to be brushing it into my gum line. So, without further ado, now, wow, giving you some idea. Wow, that is really not appealing. Guess I'll dunk the brush. Now, I've kept this in the fridge since I used it last. Oh boy. All right. I'm not seeing the cleaning effect of this at all. I am spitting all over my computer though. Alright. I'm shaking out the brush. Wow. It's got a cooling sensation to it. I don't know if that's the clove. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's crap everywhere. And this is why I did not wear a blazer for this, or a tie, because although I may very well lose my mental sanity, I got it on my nose, I was not prepared to lose a price of a dry cleaning bill. I think I might have just destroyed my toothbrush as well. Okay, so There is something gritty in it. So maybe it does clean a little bit. I keep looking down here because there's some of this crap is now on my computer screen, and I keep thinking it's on my shirt. But this is a wash and hang, so that's not a big deal. Wow. This stuff has a... Whoa. I think I just got a nicotine hit. Yeah, I did. Oh, man. All right. Trying to figure out what to do with this toothbrush here. Let me see where this goes. I'm going to hit the pause button real quick, and I'll be back in a minute. And I am back. Okay. As I said before, I knew that this is pretty strong stuff for whatever reason. And it was so in the gum line when I placed a dollop in the original video. Brushing this into your gums, getting it liquefied, and having it, I guess, maybe it's because of it being under your tongue. I'm guessing those are membranes underneath there. It's really strong. Like, I don't really feel anything normally. The only other thing that I can think of that I felt like this, it was stronger than this, but where I felt like my hands sort of go gummy, nummy, tingly, was the Siberia Blue snooze. Which was easy enough to get rid of, though. I mean, it gets too strong, you just put it out. This, not so clear cut. So, that's something you want to keep in mind. I don't know why anybody... I mean, I'm doing it for this channel to add depth and be complete about everything. I don't know how many people this would appeal to. Yeah, the novelty factor is really high, but the novelty factor runs out real quick. Even if you like clove and saffron, like you like clove cigarettes or anything like that, you'll love it at first. But this is one of those flavors that's so strong and so overpowering that even your like of it will dissipate quickly. Now I am left with, I actually brushed my teeth with regular toothpaste, and it powered right through the toothpaste. So, it's way too strong flavor-wise. All right? The nicotine's pretty darn high. But again, this isn't a cheap product, and it's you know, you get this tube, it's about the size of toothpaste. You're probably only going to use it once. That'll be enough for you. It's $7. It's like $7 for the tube. So, you know, I mean, it's, for reference of how big it is, you know, it's like a smaller size stand-up toothpaste tube, but you're not even going to use all of it, you know. So, I got it at MrSnuff.com. That's where I got it. If anybody was interested, I am not affiliated with them in any way whatsoever, but that's where I got this product from. It is somewhere around $7. Plus, then you got the shipping and whatnot. For me, you know, if I need a quick nick hit, I'm probably grabbing my pipe. I'm not thinking, oh, let me go brush my teeth. Because who does that? Besides maybe Hindu women in India. I mean, I've actually seen commercials, not for this brand, Indian commercials for stuff like this, where they are actually brushing their teeth in the commercial. I'm not just making this up. This is a real thing, evidently, in far off places. So, it's definitely interesting. As far as nicotine intake, it actually works. But, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, this is really crazy. What do it once. Okay, I'm good for the rest of my life type deal, you know? The saffron and clove is just way too strong. I'm going to be stuck with this flavor for the rest of the night. The nicotine is pretty darn strong, okay? I mean, as I said, it's not quite as bad as that Siberia Blue I did, but it's behind it. I don't feel anything off of, I could probably put a, like, you know, earlier today, I put probably what would be over a quarter of the can of Kodiak in while I was waxing a car. And I don't feel anything off that. I'm well past any buzz stage, but I'm definitely feeling this, and I'm still feeling it now, which is part of the reason why I use toothpaste, because I'm like, great, I just rubbed this stuff into my gum line. It's sitting like between my gum and my teeth in my gum now. So hopefully this will dissipate soon. And I hope the flavor does, but it's not necessarily a bad flavor, mind you. It's just very overpowering and one that I tire of quickly. But unlike me tiring of it, it doesn't go away quickly. So I will be back in 48 hours, and I may have to do another quick play dip review because I'm having supply problems left and right here. I may even do a news piece to channel news to explain those problems. Do check out Berg's dip reviews, Dirty Pat Walsh, Wayside Lee 83, Snuff Strings, which has been putting out some really good content lately, and his subscribers are moving slower than I like. So do check out Snuff Strings. Also, there is Real Talk Studios, No Bluff Buff, and snoozefreak.com, the channel here on YouTube. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.